Hello, and today I'm just gonna be talking over how I made this. Um, as you can see, this is for my Pyrrha Nikos AU, which is Alternative Tricks User, or could also just be called AU, Alternate Universe. As you can see here, I'm tracing out a character from Ben 10 named Sue Mungasaur. I know, stupid name, but as you can see here, just doing the main tracing out first. Um, this is obviously for her Humungosaur form, which I'll show you the name of it when we get there. Sorry for the cough. So, a little bit of backstory of this alternative universe is that, obviously, this is kind of a combination of RWBY and Ben 10, as you can tell. If you've seen my other works and stuff. I have been working on a little bit of a story with a friend. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go over some of the interesting facts about Pyrrha and how she got the Omnitrix and all that fun stuff. Some of it might also just be off the cuff and will be added because this is a long video. So how she got her Omnitrix, also known as the Koritrix, Koritrix, is how it's spelled, in case somebody wanted to spell it, I don't know. It was first made as kind of a way to control the maiden power without it overwhelming people. Or, well, in this case, Pyrrha. And it was mainly used that way so, just explode with power. Because at this point it was a kind of a concern of if that would happen or not. So it was first made by Professor Osborn. Obviously, this is being taken place Volume 1 to 3-ish area before any sort of death. So, despite, magic not really existing normally in these worlds, being used either as the maiden powers or in Ben 10 being used by mana, depending on how they say it in the show for that episode. In this alternate universe, the main powers are actually a form of Omni energy, which is talked about in the show once or twice, which is just kind of a linchpin of why is the Omnitrix doing this? Omni energy, that's why. So we just kind of talked about that, and it was really made to regulate and, maintain this energy. But shockingly, it got connected to Azimuth's Omnitrix from the primary universe, or from any other alternate universe that just happened to go along the same similar path. So that's how she kind of got an Omnitrix and can be used as such, and not just being a regulator. This also does replace her shield, but not by much. It's because if you saw my design for it, which will be shown a little bit later on, the shield is actually a part of her. I'm just saying Omnitrix because Koritrix is a little hard for me to say and remember to say. So her shield is actually a part of it to where it can fold in and fold back out at command, or stuff like that. It has not been fully worked out yet, but originally, Azimuth was not pleased because is he ever pleased about these types of things? So But, because of who Pyrrha is and everything, they kind of just, Asmus kind of just learned to live with it. Since, they're in a different universe, and it's not easy for people to cross the universes as easily as Paradox makes it seem to be. So she has an Omnitrix now. A few things have been changed here and there. So instead of actually no, I'm gonna save that one for a little bit later on. Next thing is kind of the rest of her team's reaction to this. Obviously the blinded Jean was very excited for her when he first found out, and tries to help her out where he can, and kind of helps trying to make a record of what aliens can do what, or forms, or they might also even call them monsters, before they met Asmus. And also, since he was, a fan of superheroes and stuff like that, at least in this universe, he does make small nicknames for them. Pyrrha makes her own, but to mark them down for his own notes, since a lot of Pyrrha's names are in Greek, and Jean doesn't always know Greek. He writes down little notes and little names for these aliens, and a lot of them are just Ben's alien names for them. Like, this one would probably just be called Humongosaur, and stuff like that. Nora was happy, but also a little jealous of Pyrrha, just, because, but was still a friend to her, and perfectly fine with everything that's going on. Nora also ended up being, a little bit of a, Osmosian as well in this AU, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on. She also ended up kind of helping with target practice for a lot of electrical based attacks, since because of Nora's semblance, she can, take it. As you can see, the longest part of this is just outlining of this. But we're almost done with the main outline for it. Then we get to do the shading outline, which is not as long, thank God. Sorry for my coughing. But Ren was also helping for Pyrrha as well, and he tries to help with keeping the whole team calm, not overly going crazy. With, oh my god, Pyrrha's now a Ultraman character turning into her version of Way Big, which I have made pictures for in the past. Maybe I'll make a little collage of them for a future video. Like, another example was of when she first unlocked Alien X and she was frozen, kind of like how Ben was. And Ren just kind of had to be like, okay, guys, she's obviously okay-ish, and just kind of try to keep people calm. Trying to see what else I wrote down for this. A lot of things about this. A lot of the things in the show does kind of just of RWBY does kind of just go along as normal. But there's a few new things, like one scene I wrote down is when she unlocked the worst, and because of her crush on Jean, she didn't really want to be around him when she first unlocked this form, because it's literally the worst. And but that's not her name for it. It's probably just just a sound. But I'm not sure on that yet. I haven't made it yet. But yeah, because even though Pyrrha is this person, who doesn't usually get tuckered down by these types of normal things, it's still something that's there. She's still, an 18-year-old girl. So, obviously. Or at least from my small experience of just being a male. So, yeah. There obviously is other facts. Actually, no, I will bring up, Cinder and all that. Since we're making the maiden powers a lot like Omni Energy, we kind of just, turned Cinder into this universe's version of Albedo, to where she's just a corrupted version of Pyrrha at this point. And you can see somewhere, I think I posted it on my art Instagram, maybe. Here, let me see. Yeah, it's pretty much the main thing. I will be making an edit for this alien right here, to be cinder colors as well. But yeah, as you can see right here, I'm just kind of doing some of the tracing some of the outlines, because I'm a lot more of an editor of these things than fully brand new artist. But yeah, as you can see, I did kind of just leave out the necklace here, because I just didn't feel like it matched. And later on, you'll kind of see that I also just skipped out on the spots on Sue Mungasaur's outfit as well, just because it just didn't really match with what I was going for here. So yeah, I kind of just, right at this point in my process, I'm just tracing things, and kind of being like, what can I do to make this different, so it's not just Sumungasaur colored a different way. So yeah, this is just gonna keep going on, just tracing some arms right now. As you can see, I misclick sometimes. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going on, seeing here. So yeah, a lot of Cinder's colors are a lot of, just her primaries being, blacks and reds, and sometimes a little hints of gold here or there, instead of Pyrrha's, just being reds and golds and stuff like that. So trying to be, an opposite in a way. So you'll see coming up here in a second, I brought in a reference for just a Grimm from Volume 1, just the Ursas, for some coloring. As you can see, we are doing that here. I also brought in her diamond head that I named, let me look up the name real quick. To believe, oh, that was something that shared with me. I named it like Crystalline or something like that. I'm double checking. Here we go. Yeah, Crystalline. I brought in Crystalline for some help with colors as well. And you'll see later on, I do believe that I will use her Lakos form, being the Blitzwolfer, to help with some red coloring as well. Because here I decided to use the more darker shades I was using for her stripes and stuff. A lot of these can be compared to like jams and stuff. But yeah. I think we're about done with these triangles. Now, I think, yep, as you can see, you see some of the other stuff that I worked on that I will be showing. Not the process, obviously, because it's the first one we're doing with this, but I will show them off later on as well. Probably in, my Discord, if you want to go look at that, be in the description and all that fun stuff, and on the Instagrams for my art stuff. So yeah, this is just coloring in a lot of the stuff. One of the great things about using red and then another color of red is that if I missed anything, I'll just go back and fix it. And it'll just blend right in. And as you can see, I used a lot of different layers to where I'm not coloring over myself in any way. So as I was saying before, I used a lot of red tones for the skin for these characters. Whenever it's a lot more of a skin texture, I try to use a lot more reds. Whenever it's a more hair or rocky type of thing, I use a lot more of the golds that we'll be seeing here in a little bit. But yeah, right now we're just working on the reds, coloring in some of the arms and stuff like that. But yeah, I guess we're just going to continue on, just watching. Here, So some of the other character names that have not been posted about yet, as far as I can regulate. Some of the names I chose for these characters are very simple, very just what their power is. Some of them I'm still workshopping a little bit, like how her Accelerate form, which at first a lot of her forms are based off of the Gwen 10 designs from Omniverse, like Accelerate, Wild Vine, Cannonbolt, and what was the other one? What was the... Oh, and Diamond Head. Diamond Head as well. All four of them are based off of the Gwen 10 designs from Omniverse. I'm trying to stick with the same art style, as you can see here. That's why I'm using like Sumungasaur and stuff, and not something else. There wasn't any other female Vaxasaurians to use, so. But that'll show up later on when I used Heat Blast, which I named not Prometheus, that's Alien X. Pyrrha. Pyra. I tried my best to make it as best I could. But yeah, we already know about Diamond Head being called Crystalline. Accelerate is called Speed, which I will probably be changing in the future. Same thing with Wild Vine being named Vines. Then, a few of these names were also suggestions that were very helpful. So for the Gax, or also known by some fan communities as Sucker Punch form, pretty much their Vilgax form, is called Calamity. Then the way, and that was based more off of Myax's design in Omniverse once again. Then there's Megalo, yeah. Which is her way big form, which are based off of a way bad. That one I had to adjust a little bit to make it much more kid-friendly, I guess, than what it is shown. Because I was tracing it out, and it looked way too chest-heavy, I guess is the word for an 18-year-old girl in this form. So, I did get a little bit of suggestions and stuff on how to fix that. So as you can see, we're still working on the reds here, because it's the main body. So, it's going to take a little bit of time. As you can see, sometimes I had to stop for a second and then continue on from there. But yeah, her Cannonbolt form is just called Wrecking Ball. A lot of these I might be changing. Her forearms form is based off of Luma Redwind from Omniverse. I named her Champion. Then there is Upgrade, who I named Enhance. Gooball, which is the Linopin form, which again I based off of Lucy Mann, I think is her name, from her Omniverse design. I also actually use her human form for Pyrrha and Cinder's designs as well, which you saw a little bit of a glimpse of Cinder's a little bit earlier on. Don't worry, we're soonly done with this color of red, so you can be happy about that, because I am. So next up is, like I said, the next one's Pyrrha. Is Heat Blast, again Greek. Prometheus for Alien X. I made her... I'm talking about some of her other aliens because I don't have this type of recording for them, and I didn't just want to make a slideshow of them and me talking about them for like 10 minutes and moving on to the next one. Her two other personalities are based off of the God of Light and Darkness from RWBY, so I did make basically two Bellicuses in there as well. So yeah, those are those. I did give them the horns and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I will hopefully be posting those later on. Then for Ghost Freak, I named them Fall... Said I? Yeah. Ideolon. Again, a little bit of Greek, so if I said it wrong, I am sorry. Then for Ditto, I just named them bunches because bunches of them can be made. For Snaro's design I might switch because I just for some of them I use just like random citizens, like for Snaro, Blitzwolfer, Frankenstrike, and Ghost Freak and Alien X and all of them in Upgrade. I used like random citizens that were shown in the show or had concept art for. I might be changing Snaro's, which is Cow Mummy. I might be changing hers to being more based off of Charmcaster's design. I'm not sure on that yet. I might record that and see how it looks and stuff. So next up is, you saw them a little bit earlier in this video actually, is Lycos, which is Blitzwolfer. It's, I believe it's werewolf or it's wolf in Greek. I think it's wolf because it's a short word. Then there was Franken Jr. or Jun, something like that, which Franken and J and R, because some of the colors from there, since there's a lot of patches of different colors of skin, I didn't know what to do, so I just made them the different colors of her team. Then recently I made Big Chill's form, which is named Ice Queen, being, you know, one of the nicknames of Weiss, and I just thought that was kind of funny. So soon-ish, we will be seeing this character's name as well, which I actually do need to add to my list, because I have a little Google Doc going for all of her forms. So, thank God I wrote it down, so I don't have to try and spell it out. Again, it will be in Greek. There we go. Boop. Okay. So, I guess I'm just going to leave you with this for the rest of the time. Because right now we're just doing the coloring, which is most fun to do, but it's hard to talk about. Because, well, these two shades of red I've been using for the whole body is based off of her hair color, actually. The darker reds I used for the other stripes, I did that for her outfit herself, from the outfit itself. So yeah, oh, there's all the reds done. Now, as you can see, I'm getting some of the colors from the Grimm for the two skull pictures, and as you can see, I do fuse the main and shading colors together, just so there's not a giant line of things. But as you can see right here, I'm coloring in the bone colors and fixing up any mistakes as I go along. Since my idea for this was that all these bones and the pelt, technically, that was on Sumangosaur, is based off of the Grimm and stuff. So it's going to be a little bit tricky for when I'm doing the Cinder version, because her colors are already mainly blacks and reds. So that's going to be interesting. I might just change the outfit to being reds, kind of to match her, and have like the designs from her first outfit, second outfit, something like that. So yeah, that's going to be hopefully my plan for that, if I can remember it. Yeah, as you can see, I'm just coloring in the skull a little bit. No, I did not make any of the eyes for the skull. A lot of this I could always just go back and fix a little bit later on. But, yeah, just gonna keep going here. I think that's all for that color, though. As you can see, I made a layer, bring it in, and just color it in. As you can see, something that's easier about this technique that I use is that the farther in you go, the easier it is to quickly color these things in. As you can see right here, I was having a little bit of an issue because of the bone colors and everything just kind of combining and looking like the same thing. So yeah, so I fixed that, and now we're just carrying on. If you're wondering about like the nails and all the spikes, I believe those are coming up next here in a second. Yeah, because I think that's all the bones. Yeah, I fused those layers together, making a new one. And then I did... What did I do? Oh yeah, see, I was gonna do the pelt next, and then I was like, oh, I need 2 colors, and I remembered around Crystalline's body, I already had these 2 colors. So I just went through and did that. As you can see here, I messed up a little bit, being like, oh, wait, that's shading color. So then I switched and I went back to the normal color. So I'm here, as you can see, there's a lot of designs on this pelt, but I did not do that, actually. I just left it be very plain, mainly since all of the Grimm, as far as I remember, don't have any patterns on the black parts of their body. They only have it on the white parts. So here later on, you'll see that I will be putting a little bit of designs on those parts of this creature here soon. So right now, just coloring all this in. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going on. Oh, as you can see, my thing freaked out here for a second. But yeah, we're just gonna keep going. Keep on trucking along. Yeah, as I'm thinking of things to talk about. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We will be having normal reviews as soon as I can get them. A little bit tricky right now, so hopefully these are okay for a little bit of a replacement for right now, just so we can still have videos going up. But yeah, we are actually working on some of the stuff for the next RWBY Demon Media as well, so that'll be coming out hopefully soonish. But as you guys know, those don't usually replace normal interviews, so that's just those are just extra videos. So yeah, so as you can see here now, I'm making a new layer and coloring in the darker part. Yeah, the idea with this was mainly that it's the pelt of a Grimm instead of just being random pelt number 5 from a creature we never really saw in the show. And here you're also going to see that I'm probably going to go back through and fix all these darker parts and lighter parts kind of mixing together in weird spots. And don't worry, I will be going back and fixing that one little triangle. I think I did record that too, so. I did this because I thought there was something wrong, because if you look at the images, it shows that the body is way off to the side and there's a giant gap, and usually that means that there's something fishy going on over there. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep going, coloring it, and as you can see, this is like a little bit of, this is the gold from the gauntlets, I do believe, of Pyrrha, so. So yeah, as you can see, I'm using a tool now, because I remembered that it was a thing, and fixing up a lot of these lines right here as well. As you can see, I'm just quickly whoop, 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 through all these, fixing up some areas. Oh, you can see I'm going to be doing up. There we go. See, as you saw, I noticed, oh, there's a mistake right there. Now I'm going to fix the neck up here. Now, I do believe I'm trying to think for a second, trying to see what's going to be next I'm going to be doing. So yes, as you can see, I kind of just decided to go with the darker gold colors for this next part, for the nails and the spikes and all that fun stuff. So yeah, we're actually coming to the near end here soon. As you can see, I'm trying to figure out the right size so it's not too much I have to clean up, but you know, that's hard sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta go in there and deal with it. So yeah, if you guys ever have any questions, comments, or concerns about this AU or anything coming up as well of the channel, of course, go in the comment section below or ask me on Discord, because that's open. I'm on there a lot more than I like to admit. But yeah, as you can see, I'm still coloring in the nails and stuff. This is a similar type of thing I did for Locos, or yeah, making the nails being this golden color. Since gold is a lot more of her highlights than the main color of Pyrrha, so this is why I do this instead of the other way around. So as you can see, now I'm going to be doing the highlights. Just going in, fixing it up. Oh, as you can see, I did a little bit of an oopsie there. I'm going to go through and fix that. Yep, there we go. Because I realized it on the other nail. Now we're back up here, doing the final parts of these horns. Oh, and there we go. Now, I do believe we're almost done. I think all that's left is the eyes and the mouth. I believe that's it. Actually, no, there's also the belt, but I remember to do that in the final thing. I forgot to record me doing that, though. Which is, it's a little bit of a red. It has a little bit of red in it, I would have to say. As you can see, I accidentally hit the wrong button. When I was trying to fuse two things, I fused the whole thing. Which would have been bad. Because unlike the computer, there's not a background eraser. So it'd just be me going through and losing my mind. So as you can see here, I just kind of did it quickly. And then gave up on the eye. I'm just like, I'll go back in with a little bit of a smaller brush. That's the best word for that. As you can see here, be a little more careful. There we go. The eyes are almost done. Now I just need the green. And I do know that a lot of the time the Omnitrix color is what the eye color is, but since Pyrrha's eyes are green, that's just what I do for a lot of these. Same thing with a lot of my other original, the alternate universe stuff as well. So yeah, just gotta keep going through, just make sure all the green's all fixed up. And now here, I was trying to think, oh no, first I did the Omnitrix placement. As you can see, it's a little bit based off of, how Gwen 10 in the Omniverse episodes was, where it's a different design circling the Omnitrix. So here I'm trying to figure out like which side it should be on. Should I leave the shading or not? What's going on here? But I did decide to just get rid of the shading on that and just kind of trying to angle it in the right way and fixing it up here in a second. As you can see, I used the bucket tool to fix that and just lightly went through and fixed all of that. I know it's not pretty, but it works, as you can see, because now you can't really see it that well. So yeah, almost done here. Now I do believe the next thing is that, yeah, is doing some of the markings. I might put a little bit too much of the too many of the markings on this character, but you'll see in a second. I tried to just make it vein-like, almost. I tried not to go overboard with it. I might go back and fix it a little bit. As you saw, I did put on a separate layer, so I could always do that later on. I wasn't pleased with how that came out, so I just went back and just slightly made it darker for these shaded areas. So, almost done. I think I just tried to cover a lot of it, but also not at the same time, which is weird, I know. So yeah, I went through with all these rocks and all these bones, because I wasn't sure if these were teeth or if these were rocks. So I just went the same color and made them bones. So yeah. I would say these are probably like molars or something from like a giant grim or something. So keep going. No, I did not do it on these teeth because, as you saw from the Ursa picture, their teeth are not red or have any red on them. It's just made the skulls. Same thing with the claws. Just keep going. Next hand. That was me also kind of debating, should I put it on the teeth? And then I'm like, nah, doesn't match. Keep going. We're almost done here, guys. Don't worry. We're almost there. I believe it's just these few rocks left. I'm calling them rocks, but in this picture, the bones, because I say so. I don't think there's any on the legs. Was there any on the legs? No, that's me checking. But yeah, as you can see here, that's pretty much the finished product. I will be showing a picture of the finished product later on the Instagrams. And yeah, as you can see, I'm cropping stuff down. Had to go back to Locus and get the Omnitrix picture, which I did edit together from a picture of her shield and the Alien Force Omnitrix. Making sure it's the right size. And then here, I was trying to figure out a name that was like Dino, Dinosaur, something along those lines. I just couldn't think of anything. I was like, maybe I should put in a D. Trying to think about something. Then I just kind of went on my phone, kind of looked up, what's the Greek word for dinosaur. And, well, we'll see that in a second. Took me a second to look it up. But, yeah. Almost there. There we go. It is Soros. And I just make it a little bit bigger, make it the right color, and done. And thank you guys for watching. And yeah. See you guys later. Bye. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. And at least I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.